So welcome. In this video I want to share an update or record. It's like a status report of my energy, what is happening. As you maybe know, I've had a deep enlightenment experience in 2015, and this set off a whole journey for me, leading me to Tibetan Tantra, which is my practice to purify my energy, transform consciousness. So this morning I was doing my meditations. I often do this lying down, which is beautiful with this practice. You can do these meditations lying down, so it's very comfortable. Your whole body can relax. And what happens in the meditations is that you get to a state where you get bliss. When the energies, your winds, go from the side channel in the central channel, it generates bliss. And so I'm working with the bliss, I'm moving that to different places in the body. It's a certain practice. And then it opens you up to this energy state where your consciousness is higher. It's difficult to explain. I always say it's like you go to the attic. Normally we live here, on maybe the ground floor, maybe we can go up to the first floor, but that's about it. But that lifts you to a higher level. So it doesn't always work. In the session I can't always get there, but today that was quite easy. So it's very beautiful. And that is what I would say, if you label it, I would say that is Christ consciousness. Where in that space it's like I can feel all the masters there. Osho, Buddha, Jesus, name them all. All the Buddhist masters. They are all there, but you can't grab them, you can't say, oh, this one is here, oh, and there's that person. Because it's just one sea of consciousness, it's a state of consciousness. So I went to that place, and then it gets a bit blurry, because in the process it's almost like you lose consciousness sometimes, or it's like, it feels a bit like you fall asleep, but then you wake up again, and then you have just all this bliss, all this light. All that is meant to happen in the practice, that the stages that you go through. And at some point a question comes up inside me, and that's where today was a bit different. So the question inside me was, who is looking out of these eyes? And I've had this a few times. I've really had this experience where I realized that the person or the consciousness looking out of the eyes is exactly the same when I was a young boy or now. I remember, I don't know why, very clearly that when I was, I need to back calculate it, but my parents were 33 at the time. So 33, 76, so I would have been like, what, 8 years old? And for me they were like, wow, they were ancient, they were so old. But I was looking at them and I was aware of being in this body, and wow, they were so old. But that's It was like there's somebody inside me looking out of the eyes. Does that make sense? But now here I am. I'm 54. My body is 54. My body is not 54. My soul arrived here in this body 54 years ago. It's more correct way to say it. And it's still the same. There's no difference. So today, when that question came up, I really felt into that. I really went like, yes, who is looking out of these eyes? Who is Steph? I know that Steph is not real. Steph is just the construct of the mind. The labeling, the conditioning. I know that I'm way bigger than that. So who is looking out of these eyes? And then with that, it's like, it sounds very biblical, but it's like he entered me, or I opened up to him. And that, let's call it Christ consciousness. It has no name. The names are just pointers. You could call it Jesus, or God, or Allah, or Buddha. It's just a pointer. It's just a name, a label to the same thing. That completely came in me, or rather, I completely woke up to the fact that he is always inside me, and he's always been with me. And now I understand the language of the Bible. And with that, this enormous, huge energy, and like this power, is there. It's limitless. It's Alpha and Omega, no beginning, no end, eternal. And I know that I'll probably be here about 200 years. This may sound crazy for you, but I know this. And it's so easy. Which is something that came in when I had that enlightenment experience. That came in and I was like, what? And slowly that's been embodying, and now it's like, yeah. But I'm not any different from you. He is inside of you. I am inside of you. I am you. You are me. At this level we are the same. When people say we are all one, on this level we are all one. And I know from some people that I am in contact with that more people are now able to access this state of consciousness. The Christ consciousness, let's call it that. And what does that mean? I don't know yet. But it's beautiful. It's a huge shift in consciousness. And the irony is that at the end it's so simple, but I know that's the last step. I guess that for that to completely enter, that's where we need to do the work, we need to do purification opening our energy system, getting our mind out of the way. When the mind gets out of the way, then we've made a big step. And that's the beautiful thing with the Tibetan Tantra. The whole idea of Tantra is that we bypass the logical mind. We work with the energy, so we can then open up your whole energy system. And when you transform your energy, you transform your mind, and you can go to this place of no mind. It's a beautiful, clever trick. I love it. So if you want to learn how to do that, I do teach that, then get in contact. But this is not meant as a sales video. It's just an update where I am. I just wanted to share this. And you know, there are so many ways to get here. This is the way that resonates for me. Maybe it's as easy as that question. It's the same what happened to Eckhart Tolle. He asked himself that question. Who is the I that is suffering? And boom. So sending some of this beautiful energy to you. I hope you can feel it. It's pure, unconditional love. It's the love for all of life. All of life. The nature, the animals, the people. I often jokingly say, like, I love the people, I love their heart. I don't love their mind. The mind is always the problem, right? But the mind is part of them, so I love all of them. So sending you lots of love. Have a beautiful day. And if you feel like working with me, either with healings or teaching you these methods, then it will be a pleasure. Lots of love.